All right, welcome back to the 80 Star Basketball Channel, the only star basketball channel talking about the macroeconomics and star cards. So one thing I've been saying recently is like, hey, I think star has hit bottom, and 101 kind of is the leader. So I talk about that one the most, but the 101 is hit bottom, and the data is kind of showing a reversal for PSA sixes and fives, and sevens don't come up enough. So we're going to see if there's one PSA 7 currently for auction that ends in 2 weeks, though. So it's going to be a little while at Golden that just came up. So I'm sure Tony will cover those next week. I want to look at a couple things today. I want to talk about the macroeconomics, what I'm going to do. And I'm also going to show a few auctions ending tonight. Real quick, I can actually show those. We got, and I'm bidding on these. You should outbid me because these are super cheap. So these are ending today, and I am going to hope that I get them. But I really wanted to show you guys maybe some cheap pickups. They own for an 8.5 Barkley at 475, like one of the nicest PSA fives you'll ever see for a Drexler. I think it's just top heavy, so that's why it looks like it got a five. And the corners and sides look really really good. So I'm surprised that this one's hanging around. So I threw in one bid at there. But if anyone's looking to pick up a cheap Drexler rookie, that's it's right there. I am keeping my eye on this PSA 6. Is a really nice PSA 6 on eBay. That's just looks phenomenal. So I'm going to keep my eye on that. I was outbid right now, and I'll talk about this in a second. What I'm doing, and then there's a PSA 8. Uh, uh, Julius Irving. So, and there's also a PSA 7 Stockton if you want to take a peek. So, take a look at those auctions. Looks like in just a few little bit ago, an odd time to end an auction, but a 288 BGS 7 person has zero feedback, so that obviously hit this card and made people a little concerned, even though there is the authentication by eBay that will verify. But having a zero feedback person who's selling is always a little scary. So I think that hindered this. That's hindering the sale on this card. But anyway, that just ended a few minutes ago. Actually, probably about actually more like an hour ago, but briefly. So take a look at those auctions. Those are ending tonight. And what I did want to talk about really quick, I have to make this fast. I have family things today, but I did want to talk about the one thing that are people on people's mind. They're watching the macroeconomic situation and stocks and, kind of worried. I'm starting to see a few people that are, kind of panic selling and moving some things. And we all feel recessions differently. We all have different financial situations and we all have different pickups. But what I'm doing, and one thing that I recommend is make sure you prioritize. Like, there's nothing that I truly love that I'm getting rid of, no matter what it goes down to or goes up to. It's when I feel like, hey, maybe I can move into a better copy, that I will move it, or I will change when the situation is right. But watching the stock market go down, that doesn't make and I realize this is different because it's kind of a whipsaw. One day Trump can say something, and the next day it can flip, and the markets move. So you might like your decision one day and then regret it the next, kind of thing. And it seems like kind of week to week, this is whipsaw action. But I'm seeing some things that we also tend to the negative. One thing that I would caution you of is panic selling anything you really love. For one, as humans, we tend to the negative. It's a survival instinct. Like, oh, we think things are going to go worse. So you might sell something, say, I can just buy it back later. And A, that may or may not happen. But B, if it falls, the hard part of that is that generally it's going to take worse news to get to a lower place. Well, when you're there, you think, oh, it's going to get worse, and it's going to get worse. And then you keep kind of like thinking it's always going to get worse, and you never kind of take the plunge. And 101 prices have pulled back 50%, and in some cases a little bit more. And that's when they kind of hit bottom, when we started seeing some reversal. And macroeconomics, people can panic sell at any time for anything, or it cannot happen. But it's one of those things that at some point you kind of have to take the risk. If that's what you're hoping for, you end up going in and taking the risk of your time of choosing. If you're going to do that, what I'm about to do is I'm about to position myself, move some things, either trade or sell into things that are a little harder for me to attain, or maybe a bigger dollar amount, because that's just, I'm finding that's a good time to do this. And I might even move something like my uncut sheet with the Jordans. And one thing that I do love, I actually love my 83 Mavericks, Lakers, and Celtics, that first uncut sheet. I actually love that one more than the Jordan one, even though the Jordan one's more valuable. That's something like I would move, and maybe a cash and trade for a 101, kind of things like that. That I'm starting to look like, what do I prioritize in my collection? And maybe making some moves right now. And you could be thinking is, well, wait till everything crashes, and you don't know how all that plays out. And I have found out in the past that timing markets is very difficult, especially in bottoms. And you definitely, um, you know, once you get to that new place on the bottom, you think it's going to fall further. Just like when it goes up, you keep thinking, oh, this is going to keep going up. And sooner or later, if you really want something, you kind of got to take the plunge. So, that's just kind of word of advice, is to make sure you're prioritizing things that you don't really love that much. If you're going to be departing with things, to maybe go after others, but use the situation to your advantage if you can. And that's kind of one route that I do. So just wanted to mention that, but really wanted to show the auctions and kind of my thoughts, since it's kind of on the tip of everyone's tongue. And so good luck to you, and I will see you at the next video.